Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Assemble. My name is High Ruler, and today is the updated roadmap. Once again, we get another updated roadmap here, documenting that Patrol Mode is now out of the lineup, being replaced by the Super Adaptoid Omega level threat called Family Reunion. Now, this is pretty obvious looking back on it now, because Patrol Mode was the one thing they didn't talk about. You know, they put it in the E3 trailer, but basically it was like, oh, this doesn't have a date, you know what I mean? So now knowing and confirming that this is not coming, honestly answers a lot of questions that I personally had about Patrol Mode. Speculation here, it probably was that they didn't like what they had and they wanted to refine it and tune it even more. Based on what we saw in the trailer and some of the information that we knew, I probably would agree with them. It didn't seem like it was in depth enough, it didn't have enough there. It definitely seemed like they probably should have gone back and tuned it, and I'm glad that they did. Being replaced by an OLT is good news. Finally, for endgame players, we now have our first piece of endgame content. Alongside multiplayer mega hives and attack and anomaly, play as any hero within a party. Right here, these are three good things that are coming to the game. I really like that now we finally have our first piece of endgame content with endgame gear attached to it. If you guys remember from the first trailer, Iron Man is at 160 and he has inside of him Super Adaptoid gear. Shout out to Stardust and Tony Bing, who reminded me of that as part of that one podcast a while ago. So shout out to them. Now let's talk about a little bit of the differences here between the two roadmaps. So in the first one, we can see that there's really nothing in additional content and features. We basically just see Omega level threat missions and multiplayer mega hives. In the updated one, we now see Omega level threat missions, patrol mode, power level cap increase, new war zones, and assignments within the Wastelands region. One of the more interesting things, and Tony Bing caught this, so all the credit goes to him, is that power level cap increase went from the War for Wakanda expansion to now in development. One of the things that's really going to be interesting, I know there's been a lot of conversation, and I know Theo, if you're watching, you were the one who commented this on the video the other day, that gear would be useless when it comes to the War for Wakanda expansion. Now it seems like instead of going vertical progression, they've gone horizontal progression. Now what that means, instead of going upwards to a new power level cap, they're going across the horizon to different gear sets, different gear, different items that you can chase. Now, I'm not too sure how this is going to work. Every game that I've played, and you guys have probably joined me in a lot of these other games, every time a new major expansion comes out, gear kind of increases, right? The cap increases. You're supposed to, grind new gear. And honestly, by the way they were talking about taking gear with you with the latest, Gear 2.0, it sounded like we'd be able to use the gear that we have now moving forward. But it also seemed like if we wanted new gear, we'd have the option to do that as well. Now, with this latest roadmap update, it doesn't seem like that's the case anymore. So I want to know where this is all going. One of the things I had the chance to ask the developers is, where is Cloning Labs? I know players are going to look at this roadmap and go, where is Cloning Labs? Well, the answer isn't so simple. Basically, when I asked where's Cloning Labs, they said they're still working on it. I said, is it going to come before War for Wakanda, or is it going to come after? Well, they didn't really have an answer for that either. There's no timeline for Cloning Labs. To me, as much as I love this roadmap with the OLT being a part of it, the multiplayer mega highs, the attack and anomaly event, the lack of Cloning Labs and the lack of discussion around the progress of Cloning Labs is a bad sign for that mission. I want to know what's going on with this. Where is Cloning Labs? The farther we get into the game, we're almost approaching the 1 year mark since the game launched, and we may not have Cloning Labs on the 1 year mark. That is not good. And I would love to know and have a development update that publicly documents where they are with Cloning Labs. Not this, we're tuning it, not this kind of like we're working on it. I would really like to know kind of what's been going on with Cloning Labs. I understand that they had said that it wasn't going to be the first one, but not even having a date for it in mind, not even a launch window for Cloning Labs, to me is not a great thing. But that's it, guys. That's really it when it comes to the roadmap. The roadmap is now updated. We do know now that when it comes to July, we are getting an OLT, we're getting multiplayer mega hives, and we are getting the attack and anomaly play with any hero in your group matchmaking system. So with that being said, what do you guys think about this roadmap? And before you ask, I asked about Thor. There was no comment on him. I tried, guys. I really did try for the endgame Thor. Who knows where that is? And I really wish I had an answer for you. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Love to talk to you guys about this. And if you're watching this video, why don't you pop over to the stream? We'll talk about it live there. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Later, guys.